Alright guys, this is your boy Retro, back at you with part 2 of the Constellar and Evilswarm deck. In this video, part 2, I actually have Rambo here with me just to talk about exactly what the strategy is with the decks and just to provide some more insight. So before we get started, you guys might actually want to check out Rambo's channel. I'll leave the channel link on the video again. Go ahead and click that button right there on your screen, right there. Click it right there. That'll take you to his channel. That'll take you to his videos, and therefore you should subscribe. Alright, so as you guys are seeing the duel right now, we're running the Constellars and Evilswarms. So let's talk about that, Rambo. First off, the Evilswarms, exactly what do they do?
Well, the main focus for the Evilswarms is to get out the level 4 XYZ monsters. Now, it has like 4 or 5 of them, but it focuses mainly on 3. Evilswarm Ophion, Ouroboros, Thanatos, and Bahamut. And what they pretty much do is especially during like a tag match, is provide like defense and cover for your teammate. Such as, like, let's take Evilswarm Ophion for example. He pretty much like negates, or he doesn't negate, but I say he negates. Yeah, he negates.
Yeah, that's
he
fair
doesn't.
Enough.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't let them. He stops the opponent from special summoning any monster level 5 and up, which is like a real heavy hitter, especially with the new dueling format that Millennium Duels is going with. Bahamut allows you to take control of an opponent's monster, which can be used on like, I don't know, dragon decks or any deck. Anytime they want to summon something extra badass, you just take control of that monster. And Ouroboros has a number of effects, but we're not going to go on that right now.
Yeah, and talking about the new format, with the new format allowing you to summon so much shit in one turn, which these Constellars and these Evilswarms focus on, which is primarily being able to summon more than one monster per turn. Now, I know with the Constellars, a lot of you guys may have seen me running in a few duels. A lot of you guys actually might have seen me play you guys. Some of the Constellars, such as Polacks, such as Cubans, and another one, Algeti. Forgive me, I'm pronouncing these names wrong. They're actually kind of hard to pronounce. But,
very hard.
Yeah, so they allow you to, especially Polacks, allows you to normal summon in addition to the first summon. So what that allows me to do is summon Constellar Polacks. I still get another summon. If he's a level 4, I can summon him. It still counts as a normal summon. It doesn't count as a special summon. There's 2 level 4s. I can go ahead and XYZ. And once I get to the XYZ, there's about 5 or 6 XYZ Constellar monsters. And I have a couple options. I have Constellar Omega, which is what I usually go after to prevent spell and trap effects. Constellar Praesepe. I don't, like I said, these names are hard to pronounce. And he has the ability to, pretty much doing a damage step, he can gain 1,000 attack points, or any Constellar monster gains 1,000 attack. So the goal pretty much is to summon as many monsters as possible, XYZ, and go from there. Now what I like to do with my deck is run double summon, since the deck focuses on summoning more than just one time per turn. And I'm also thinking about putting a card like maybe Ultimate Offering, simply for the fact that I can get more monsters on the field at once.
Ultimate Offering is banned.
Oh, it is? Oh, it is?
It is banned.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well, I'm glad you told me that in the new format. I wonder why they banned that.
Well, I mean, with this new format, it pretty much make it child's play to special summon monsters. And if you had an Ultimate Offering, that's nothing. That's 5 monsters on the field immediately.
Well, shit, I can do that without the Ultimate Offering.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
And my Evilswarm have cards that allow you to bring monsters from your graveyard back to your hand after I pretty much did my XYZ summon and detach the XYZ material. So I'm just constantly like recycling monsters. If you have like an Ultimate Offering, like after you use the Evilswarm's effects and they go to the graveyard or whatever, then you just constantly like recycling monsters. I guess that's why they banned it. It makes sense when you look at it.
Yeah, it does, and I mean that's newsflash to me. I didn't know that card was banned. I understand why And honestly, before I even mentioned the card, I was kind of thinking, well, that would be kind of overkill to be able to just put as many monsters on the field as I want. XYZ. While we're on the subject of XYZ, and I know you mentioned Ophion, what other Evilswarm XYZ monsters are there? Or what other XYZ monsters do you go for besides Ophion?
Besides Ophion, the main two Evilswarm XYZ monsters that I'll go for would be Ouroboros and Bahamut. Yeah, Bahamut.
Bahamut. Hey, work with us, people. Work with us. We're trying here, as you can see. We're struggling here, but we're working on it.
Yeah, we are by no means illiterate, but
no,
by no means.
But these names will make you illiterate.
Yes, they will. So Bahamut and Ouroboros are Bahamut and Ouroboros are two clutch Evilswarm cards that you can use to get out of a pinch. Ouroboros is is pretty much the strongest Evilswarm XYZ monster. It has 2,750 attack points. That's one thing you're going to notice with Evilswarms. A lot of them have like 50 at the end of their little attack point thing, like 1650, 1950, or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially when people want to summon like Voice Raider and shit. But yeah, back to Ouroboros. So it takes 3 level 4 monsters, level 4 Evilswarm monsters to summon them. And 3 seems like a lot, but it's not when you can use Evilswarm Caster to initiate another normal summon. And when you normal summon Evilswarm Kikurion, you can pretty much like banish 1 card from your graveyard and bring 1 card back to your hand and special summon 1 card from your hand. So that's 3 monsters right there off the bat. And now you have Ouroboros.
With no trouble at all.
No trouble. Now you have Ouroboros. And with Ouroboros, the key to, I guess the backfire to it is that you can only activate each one of his effects 1 time throughout the entire game. So once you activate 1, you can't activate anymore. So his first effect is to send 1 card from the field back to his hand. Second effect is to send 1 card from his hand to the graveyard, and that is randomly. Third effect is to banish 1 card from the graveyard, to the remove and play zone. You can see how they all work in conjunction, from the field to the hand, to the hand, to the graveyard, to banishment. And that's pretty much Ouroboros as a whole right there. I just explained Bahamut, but I'm just explaining again for you guys. He's pretty much like a backwards Brionic. Instead of sending cards back to your hand, you take cards from the opponent and use them against them. That's pretty much the like a summary of Bahamut.
Right. So
yeah, that card.
Yeah. So a lot of people are gonna. First thing you guys are probably thinking, well, okay, Constellars, Evilswarms. How in the world do those two coexist, especially in a tag match? Well, it's quite simple. Both of those type cards both deal with summoning. Now, he's already talked about his Evilswarms, the ability to normal summon more than once per turn. Constellars are the same way. They both focus on XYZ and toolboxes, XYZ, and all that type of good stuff. So, although I will say the Constellars are more offensive than the Evilswarms, but that's not to take away from the Evilswarms, because with that defense of preventing special summons of a 5 or higher, that pretty much shuts down an opponent's deck. Which makes my Constellars easier to penetrate, especially with Omega, with I can just be unaffected by spells, I can just attack. And we run Road Decree, which prevents traps, so anything you got in your backfield, you might as well just, say it's not going to work.
Right.
So
that Ophion effect is very crippling to an opponent's deck. And going back to what Retro said about the offense and defense, and the fact that I'm running Constellars and Evilswarms, how they're light and dark, it's sort of like night and day. Mine's like, a lot of my Evilswarms have the effect to banish themselves to gain attack points so they can attack. A lot of them have the effect so that they can be tributed to destroy spells and trap cards and monsters on the field. So if we don't quite have like the firepower we need to get rid of something, then I can always resort to that and get us back to the Mandula line or Ground Zero, so we can continue our onslaught or whatever.
Right. And so the two work hand in hand. I've noticed that most of the times when we lose, it's usually of our own doing. I think you can actually agree with me on that.
Yeah, I fuck up a lot, y'all.
Oh, when he says a lot.
That is not an exaggeration.
But all it takes is one mess up.
Right.
Costs us the duel. Now, I noticed that if the decks are run flawlessly, we pretty much win.
Yeah, and it's not hard to run these decks perfectly. It's really not. It's just you get so well, for me, I got so comfortable with it that I just started fucking up on little shit. Really little shit, but whatever.
Right. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how they work. So if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section below. If you want to know more about these two, drop them down in the comment section below. And also subscribe to Rambo. And just while we got a minute here, quick Rambo, what do you have upcoming on your channel?
Upcoming on my channel, I'm pretty much starting, or I am starting a series now. It's gonna be like a 3-part series for each episode. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you like a deck construction video. I'm gonna use the actual deck in a single player match so you can see how it works in single player. I'm going to use it with retro in a tag match so you can see how it works in conjunction with other decks. And that's pretty much what that is. So if you guys have any like suggestions on what deck you think I should be using, just let me or retro know and we'll just work it out. Because, well, yeah, before it was difficult because I didn't have all the cards, but now that I do, we can just get right into it. So that's pretty much that.
Right, and so I have a lot of good things coming on my channel too. We haven't forgot you guys. Actually, what we're probably going to be working on next is working on the Egyptian God deck that we've been asked about a while ago. Never did. I don't have all the Egyptian God cards, nor do I have all the cards like he does, but I can still make an Egyptian deck. So that's probably what the next deck we're going to be focusing on. And so we'll probably do a tag match or a single match on that. So I have a lot to look forward to on the channel, Yu-Gi-Oh wise. So hope you guys stay tuned to that and enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Subscribe to Rambo. This is us. We're out. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.